Hello, Form 3 student, it's Mr. Leung here, and then I would like to talk about the Unit 5.1 and also Unit 5.2 for this video. And then, first of all, for this series of, for this semester, for this term, we are going to have the lateral hazards. So I have to give you the definition of the lateral hazards. First of all, what is lateral hazards? If you gonna tell what is hazards, you gonna tell it is hazardous or harmful. Okay. For example, I would like to introduce a. Wait a minute. Let me write down is harmful first. For example, I would like to introduce the volcano, which is in Kagoshima. What is Kagoshima? I would like to show you in the Google Earth. Wait a minute. And then Kagoshima. Kagoshima, and you can see in his very first picture that's showing in the about Kagoshima is a volcano. Indeed, the volcano is right here, right next to Kagoshima. In Chinese, which is called Lukidou. Okay, so I think you at least you have heard these cities before. Okay, which not too large, but at least there's 700,000 residents live in Kagoshima, but they are indeed living with a volcanoes. But is it very horrible? But indeed not very horrible, because they get used to deal with it. And also this volcano is not going to be very harmful, although it is going to be erupted every day. Okay, yeah, for real, it is really going to erupt every day. And actually, but the eruption is not very strong. Okay, and so accordingly, right here, if it's not going to give out a very strong lateral hazards, very strong eruption, I would better call it as a lateral event only for its eruption. Okay, I would like to show you how it's going to erupt all the day. Okay, wait a minute. The Sakushima volcanoes. Yeah. Previously, it do have having some very strong eruption like this. I don't want the video. I don't want the advertisement. Sorry, but I understand it. Very explosive. This one is okay. And then there's a lot of volcano coming out for this time. Okay, but all the way round. Okay. Not every day is like this. Okay, this is one of the very horrible one. Most of the time, they are just going to have a eruption like this one, like this one. Not very strong, and then you can see not many people is going to evacuate. So this is just a lateral event, but the previous one that I've just shown before, this one can provide some hazardous effects, and then you can see the volcano is going out. Okay, just sometimes, but not all the day is like this, and most of the time it is going to be like this. Okay, just having some ash coming out, and that's it. Every day, it is every day. So this is a lateral event. Meanwhile, this one, explosive eruption, is a lateral hazard. Okay, so you're gonna know what is lateral event and lateral hazard right now. Okay, so cause no harm to people, and this will be lateral event, and cause loss of life and property, and this will be lateral hazards. So you are having such examples, and H will be having some people going to die, or having some loss throughout the hazards, and then we will regard this as the lateral hazards. And then if just nothing happened, or earthquake occur in the middle of Atlantic Ocean, or no people live in there, okay, then it's just a lateral event. Okay, and next, And there are different kinds of lateral events, which includes typhoon, landslide, blast, wildfire, volcanic eruption, as I've just told before, drought, flooding, and also tsunami. Okay, then. But what is the major situation that we would like to talk about? Is talking about, since we are since I'm a geography teacher, I always asking you where is it, where is it, where is it, where is it, and then so accordingly, we are going to focus on where is the lateral hazards distributed. Okay, so for describing general distribution or just distribution, we are going to tell this tell in this method. Okay, general distribution, which is talking about even or uneven. Okay, even, which is talking about is average and it is all over and happen in a very even way. Okay, fair way. Okay, and then uneven, some of the area having a lot, meanwhile some of the area is having very few. Okay, and for the specific distribution, dispersed and scattered and clustered and linear. Okay, dispersed and scattered, which is talking about which this one is talking about very widespread. Okay, 廣泛. Okay, which is very widespread. Okay, and then scattered, which is quite few, just few of them, and then located quite far away, and we'll call it scattered. Okay, clustered, which is indeed more or less like concentrated. Okay, I think you should know what is concentrated, right? As a Form 3 student. Okay, 集中咁解。Linear, it is actually the adjective of 9. Okay, I don't want to be your English student, English teacher. I know my English is not too good. Okay, but anyway, just a reminder for what is linear. Okay, which is the adjective of 9. Okay, which is forming like a 9 pattern, forming in a 9 pattern. Okay, then accordingly, you are having some question which is talking about how to describe certain things. Okay, for example, let's go to unit 5.2 as well. So for here, you are going to see this distribution of the map, and then it's talking about the highland in Hong Kong. So where's the distribution? How is the distribution? So you can see it is concentrated in the middle of the Liu Tang, clustered in the middle of the Liu territories. Meanwhile, scattered in where? Scattered in some of the island as well. 好散落啦呢啲 ，OK。What's more, and then for here, and also you can refer to your Google Earth or you refer to your map, which is like this. The hill right here in Kowloon is like a linear pattern. Can you see? Okay. 成日話九龍啊嘛。It's in Chinese when we are talking about Kowloon, which is talking about light jacket. So why is it light jacket? It's because there's a hill, there's a series of mountain range which is lying along the Kowloon right here. Okay, one of them you should know it, Land Rock Hill, right here. Okay, Land Rock Hill, and then accordingly, there are different hills such as the Sharp Peak, and also what kind of peak do we have? Bacon Hill la, Sha Tin Pass la, and then also this one is Kowloon Peak la, or Fei O Shan. Okay, so accordingly, there's a linear pattern in terms of the Kowloon Peninsula. Okay, linear. Then we'll call it as linear. What's more? Let's see whether I can apply. Oh, it's also unevenly distributed for the mountain. Okay. So this is how the thing it works. Okay. So limited lateral lowland, and which is in the river valley, and then also the narrow coastal plain. Okay, and hilly relief in higher than 200 m. I don't know why it's going to speak like this anyway. But lowland we can find in both sides of the Victoria Harbour. Just like this one, we will call it as a linear hill, and also Hong Kong Island, we are also having some series of hill. Okay, so we can also call the mountain that is taking place in Hong Kong Island kind of linear. Okay, which is almost like you may start from Mountain Davis, and then Mo Sing Nang in Chinese, and then West Peak, West High Peak, 西高山, and then Victoria Peak, so on and so forth. The one by one, which is also in a linear pattern. Okay, and then plenty of offshore island, and then also some of the long and irregular bays. Okay, coastline and bays. So, but how can we recognize different relief for unit 5.2? We can use coloring. Okay, first of all, we can use coloring, and then highland, lowland. Okay, highland we are using deeper color or so on and so forth, and for the lowland we can use a lighter color. Okay, just a method of it, but the method we always use in no matter maps, no matter Google Earth, we are always using contour line. But you may ask what is contour line, which is forming like this, but you may want some real life situation which is like this. I strongly suggest you to download this app as well, Hong Kong Hiking, HK Hiking, and then you can get all the map in Hong Kong right here. Okay, just like luckily it haven't shown where Mr. Leung living in. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to show somewhere like somewhere next to me, you know it. Okay, and for example, for here, you can find out there's a lot of contour line. Okay, a lot of contour line, and you can see from the ground, from the door shack or Prince of Wales Hospital, and then there is 5 contour lines until the surface reservoir, which is right here, the door shack one. Okay, and then there's a bolder contour line which is called 100 meters. So accordingly, towards the Prince of Wales Hospital, and then we are having 80, 60, 40, 20, and 0. Okay, so accordingly for here it is 20 meters per interval, 20 meters per interval. So we are having we can use such a contour line method to represent the relief of particular places. Okay, let's get back to here, and then so accordingly for here it is just having 10 as a vertical interval. Okay, but in the Hong Kong hiking map or general Hong Kong map, it's always talking about 20 meters, as I've just showed before, for about the Prince of Wales Hospital examples. Okay, always using 20 meters. Okay, and then the area with similar height or same height. Okay, we are joining it together and then forming a contour line, just like the map right here, and we are having the same height and then we are joining it together. Okay, so what is vertical interval? Just like the differences between each line. Okay, vertical interval and 10 meters, but for Hong Kong map always 20 meters. Okay, so sometimes the question will be asked, where is the highest point? And for here, where is the highest point? Should be here, right? So accordingly it should be 95 meters and also 103 meters. But how about D and E? So for D, it is in here, so it's in between the middle of 70 and 80 meters. Okay, so accordingly we are having the 75 degrees, 75 meters. And how about E? E is right here, and then you can see it is lies to the 50 meters more than the 60 meters, so it's a bit closer to 50 meters, so it is around 52. Just wild guess indeed. Okay, then the highest point we'll call it as trigonometric station. Okay, which is always having a pillar on the top of the hill. Okay, let's see whether I can get one for you or not. Okay, country park, and then rather you are having one. It seems low, and then maybe Land Rock should have one. Wait a minute. Land Rock is here. I'm quite sure Land Rock should have one. It's in here, I think. But it cannot be shown anyway. Let's see. Rather I can put myself here. Yeah. It's working. Good. It seems it's here. Sorry guys for showing your face. Wait a minute. It should be here. Yeah, a bit too further, because indeed this is not this is the place not allowed to stand. Right here there's something blocked you. Okay, let me try another one. Sorry about that for wasting your time. A bit further right here it should be. Yeah, this one can show the, I think here it can show the view trigonometric station. Wait, but how come I'm in the sky? No, I don't want this. Here? Wow, so horrible. But anyway, wow, so horrible. How come the human being is like this? Wow, so horrible. Oh, it's not yet. Wait a minute. So right here, there should be a pillar, and then showing is the peak. Anyway, I give up to searching it. Okay, but anyway, you should know in the hill there's a pillar. Anyway, and then for the cross section, and cross section is showing like this. Okay, which is important. Okay, then how do we draw the cross section? Indeed, you have to tear off a paper strip, and then going to draw a cross section from F to G. Okay, and then if you have a paper strip, and you can find out right here, and right here. Maybe I change to another color. It will be more easy to be seen. Change to another color. This one. Okay, and then throughout this line, and then we are going to draw it, and then right here there's a contour line. We pass through a contour line. Right here we also pass through a contour line. Right here. Okay, so we are having from F to G, we are passing through 80, 70, 60, 16, 17, 18, 90, 90 as well, 80. So accordingly, if we are going to have these paper strip with marked meters, and then we can put it here. Okay, so we can put it back to here, and you can see the F is here, and then it starts from 80, which is around 80 right here. And then it is going a bit upward because it is from F is a bit higher right here. Okay, a bit higher right here, and then we are going to slow down, and then for here slow down, and then going up again, and then until here going down. Okay, because it's 70 already. So accordingly, for here we are going to drop it. Sorry, it should be 70. Drop it, and then you can see the river when you are passing through. Yeah, can you see the river? And then 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 100, 90, 80, 60, and how come I always miss the 70? Okay, 70, and then 60, and then almost 15 for 50 for G. Okay, oh, it should be G. Okay, sorry. Okay, one more time. I draw once again for you because it's a bit chaotic. One more time. So F to G, and you can see right here 80, isn't it? 70, 60. Hi, there's a river. We mark it as arrow, and then 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 100, 90, 80, 70. Okay, just mark all the contour line and put it back to here, and then the things will be okay. Things will be all right. Okay, just follow it. Okay, how come 180, 60? Well, it should be, yeah. Oh, 60. Okay. I just make it wrong. Okay, I just confused it. Okay, then so from here, if you make a paper strip like this, use 用條紙咁樣拍埋去，跟住 mark 晒所有黑度 ，OK，mark 晒所有 contour line 嘅話，跟住再將成條紙搬翻過嚟呢度嘅話，咁其實你跟住畫咧，咁其實會 OK 㗎啦嚇。你跟住佢話80度咪80度，70度咪70度，60度咪60度 ，river 咪river， 60度60米咪60米，70米咪70米，80米80米，90米90米，100米100米，90米咁樣，其實繼續落去咧，咁就 OK 啦。English channel once again and just try your very best to mark all the contour line and then put it back to here. Okay, put it back to the brand area. Okay, and accordingly put the once you are having such a paper strip, and then you can start your marking right here. Be careful, not just mark here. You're gonna tell me you're gonna write down what is the number right here. Okay, a bit chaotic so that I'm not going to write this field. So all the way this length will equals to here. OK， 一定一樣嘅嗰個長度，唔會突然間長咗或短咗嘅。So if you just marking through here, and then when you just strictly put back right here, and then you can draw the cross section already. So no need to afraid indeed, okay? Just about whether you are careful or not, okay? Or just detail-minded enough or not, okay? So next up, how about vertical exaggeration? What about, why do we suddenly talk about vertical exaggeration? It's about rather the cross section is exaggerated or not. Because in the map is always talking about horizontal scale. Okay, and then vertical scale, which is talking about right here. Okay, so since the map is always using a fixed scale, for example, the vertical scale, the horizontal scale in the map, which is 1 to 10,000, 1 to 10,000. Then we have to make it 1 to 10,000. But for here, if you're using the real hard copy of your worksheet, it is 1 cm for here. Okay? Then 1 cm to 50 m, it should be 1 to 5,000. Okay? So accordingly, it is somewhat distorted for the image. Okay? Just like Mr. Leung originally Mr. Leung is like this, okay? But right now, okay, as I have shown, I have taught in my class indeed, okay, 1 cm and 1 cm, okay, provided that Mr. Leung is that slot 1 cm tall and 1 cm fat okay, but right now, seems if Mr. Leung is put into this, okay, is put into this scale, it changed like this. I'm talking about for 3B, I think I have talked about the story about Photoshop, and it makes Mr. Leung more handsome, and then I can go to dating more easily. But anyway, for here, you can see the whole image is somewhat distorted, okay? And right here, it is 1 cm to 100 m. And for here, it is 1 cm to 150 m. So it's for the vertical scale is a bit exaggerated. So accordingly, we will call this, because right here, this scale right now is 1 to 5,000. And then for the scale right here is 1 to 10,000. So it is a bit distorted, okay? Not just a bit, it is already 2 times already. You can see from here, okay? So you're gonna calculate the scale for me, okay? In order to show how exaggerated is it, okay? 就好似梁老師若果影幅相，我要照片嘅話，咁我梗係拉長啲我幅相啦，咁我咪靚仔啲咯，係咪先 ？OK，then but 你終歸都會俾人踢穿嘅，咁所以咧我就寫低其實照片嘅，哈哈，成咗拉長咗1倍㗎，哈哈咁樣你要咁樣話俾人聽，咁就人哋唔會話你照片咯。So at the same while, right here, this is somewhat distorted, and then it will become more accurate by showing how much exaggerated we have done. Okay, so for the calculating the slope, okay, for calculating slope, how do we say some of the slope are gentle and some of the slope are steep? Okay, so you can see like this is very gentle. Why? Because the space between the contour line is gentle. How about this? It's very steep because the contour line is very well packed. Okay, so accordingly, how can we find out this? Okay, I don't want the advertisement. Get out. Continue the app. Yeah. So for here, let's talk about the ampling. Okay, but ampling don't have a lot to talk about indeed. Okay, let's talk about line rock. Okay, so line rock, you can see it is very steep, isn't it? So you can find out why the contour line is very packed. Okay, as you can see. And for the others, for example, what kind of hill do we have next to us? Even Hoi Song Park doesn't have a lot of hill. Okay, and then how about the hills in here? Okay, in the Shakit May, which is not too high indeed. Okay, when you go to here, which is next to the Mongkok Pha Hui. Okay, when you riding the East Rail 9, you may pass through here. Okay, and then you may find there's a hill right here next to the Taipo Road, which is next to the garden. Okay, garden 山嗰度 okay, and then if you are going to find out this, let's check it out. Which is not too high. Okay, 呢個唔係garden 山，呢個係主教山 sorry, yeah, okay, sorry for mistake. Okay, 主教山 okay, so which is you can find a underground water storage right here. Okay, then you can have a lot of it is not very steep indeed. Okay, so accordingly in the map it's not also very deep. Okay, so the contour line, if it's packed, then it's steep, and it's not too packed, then it's gentle. Okay, so how do we calculate the slope? Vertical distance over horizontal distance, bear in mind. Okay, so accordingly, if we are having 20 m and 20 m 1 to 1, if we are having 30 m to 70 m 1 to 6, okay, because 20 m to 20 m equals to 1 to 1, right? And for here, it equals to 6 over 1, isn't it? Which is 1 to 6. Okay, so this is how we are going to calculate the gradient. Okay, so and also I would like to introduce different some of the relief features. Okay, to start with, convex slope and concave slope. Okay, what is concave slope? At the very beginning, it is gentle, and then later it is steep. Okay, 先緩後斜，得唔得？ And then what is concave slope? At the very beginning, it is steep, and then afterwards, it is gentle. 先斜後緩。Oh, Mr. Leung, what are you talking about? Okay, never mind. I use another illustration by this. You may have a glance. Okay, Mr. Leung just been to the water world, and then I found these two slide is very useful for you. Can you see for this part of this line at the very beginning is steep? We are just having a technical error, so that we have to get back to here again. Okay, so I'm talking about convex slope and concave slope. So to illustrate this, I would like to show you some of the slide that is in the water world. Okay, so for this one, at the very beginning, for this slide, at the very beginning, it is steep. And then for this part, you can see it's going to be gentle. So, is it going to be concave? So, this is a concave slope. Okay, how about this one? You can see this part is relatively gentle, not very steep. And for this part, it's going to be very steep. So it will be a convex slope. So bear in mind for this picture, in order to let you have a better understanding between the concave slope and convex slope. So in short, what is concave? It's going to downward like this way. So it is convex. For concave. Okay, so if it is going to be going upward, it's a bit just like you are using an arch. Okay, and then when you are going to make it stronger, and then it is going this way, then it's concave. And once you are going to release it, it get back to the normal place, and it's like a convex slope. Okay, so this is the difference between convex slope and concave slope. How about valley? Valley, I think you are okay with this. Okay, and you can see there's a lot of valley in Hong Kong. Okay, for example, the one that is next not far from us, which is Jordan Valley, or Valley Road, but indeed Valley Road is no longer Valley Road. Okay, you may heard the road called the Valley Road, 山谷道啊嘛。咁山谷道 where is it? Right here, but you cannot see a valley already. How about we just go to the Jordan Valley? Jordan Valley is right here. Okay, Jordan Valley, and you can see there's a concave landscape right here, okay, right in the Jordan Valley, okay, which is a bit sheltered and also is a bit encompassed by the hill next to it, okay. For example, in the Shunley Estate, on the right hand side we are having Kowloon Peak, and the left hand side we are having the, what kind of hill is it, okay, Tai Ao Wu, anyway, okay, Dai Shang Tok, okay, anyway, then this is this how the valleys work, okay, which is in the sheltered area most of the time, okay. And then the map is like this. And then for the spur, what is spur, okay, in Chinese we will call it as Sanjoy. Then what is Sanjoy? Sanjoy, we can regard, where is it? We can regard the here is the spur, okay, and you can see the spur is a bit convex, and then you can see right here there's a spur extending to the Mount On Shan Road, okay, from the river extending to the Mount On Shan Road along the straight line, okay. Can you see the straight line? And then along the straight line, you see there's a spur right here, right to the towards the Ma On Shan, okay, Ma of the Mount Shan Road, okay. Then this is a spur as well, okay. So then the contour line bend lower ground, okay. This is it. This is, how about cliff? Cliff is easy lah, okay. Cliff, which is talking about all the contour line is very closely packed. Where can you find this? This one is more easier to see, okay. I know spur is a bit difficult, but how about this area for cliff? Do you know where's Paul Bin Chao and Paul Bin Chao next to it, okay? Both sides of them are the cliff, okay. And maybe you are asking, how can I, what is Paul Bin Chao? Never mind, I do have Google Earth. Wait a minute. Google Earth like this, and then if we go to Paul Bin Chao, come on. The thing is like this, and you can see the cliff is in both sides. Oh, scare die. Suddenly there's a people right here. Okay. So you can see there's a cliff right here, and definitely when you go outer, and then there will be more. There's a cliff. There's a cliff next to us also, okay. So this is the cliff, okay. How about the ridge? What is the ridge? Which is talking about several peaks joining together and then form a line of sloping land, okay. Where can we find it? Instead, we can find it in the most dominant and easier to be seen examples, definitely the Passing Range right here, Passing Nang, okay. So you can see why do we call it as Passing Nang? Because no matter English student or Chinese student, you should know what is Ba lah, okay, which is called the H. And because along this mountain range there will be H peaks along with it, okay. Can you see 511, 513, 489, 508, 522, 543, 529, and then finally Shenyang Feng is 590, okay. How can we regard these as a range? Let's move to Google Earth again to try this out, okay. Get out. The Passing Range, wow, very obvious, okay. You can see the same thing right here, okay. First of all, the first peak, Xingu Feng, okay, and then one by one, because it's not going to show all the peak right here, and then this one should be Shenyang Feng, okay. Then you can see there's a range of mountain accordingly throughout the Passing Range, okay. Then we can find, oh, it's a very dominant pattern showing a ridge, okay. So that's the end of 5.1 and 5.2. Thanks for watching.